Welcome back to Saturdays and Stories. Tonight's guest comes to us from Canada. Somehow he became a Florida Gators fan. We'll get into that in a little bit. And he also hosts his own podcast called Coach and the Gang. Let's go ahead and start off with Coach and the Gang. What was the idea behind it, and why did you get started doing it?
Good question. Yeah, I mean, first of all, just I know you're a cool supporter of it too. You've been with us. I mean, it's really just what started as a bunch of buddies doing what you see kind of on Coach and the Gang now. Like we would do that in kitchens and car rides, campfires, you name it. Kind of had encouragement, the push to do it from outside perspective for a number of years where it was always just like a laugh off, like, yeah, sure. Had a bit of a rough 2025. And then I was just like, you know what, let's give it a shot, use it as a bit of an outlet for myself. And
Mhm.
then it just snowballed into a lot of people seem to want to also use that as an outlet for themselves, whatever shit they have going on. Everybody has stuff going on. So yeah, it just seems to work. It's fun for myself. It gives me a reason to talk to my brother and my close buddies multiple times a week, so it's cool for me. And again, it seems to work, and it seems to be cool for other people, which is really really cool.
What were there certain individuals that inspired you to push you to upload, or
Yeah, yeah, I would say like specifically, I'll throw a couple specific shout outs. I mean, one being Tofino Mike. I call him buddy, old pal. He's a great kid. I worked with him in Kelowna. He was my dishwasher. So kind of kicking back to that kitchen camaraderie, and again, like what you see on what we provide is truly just ourselves. It's a lot of stuff that we've probably replicated from car rides, whatever. But he's definitely one of them where he would always be like, "You'd be good at that." This is saying really nice things. So he's one, and then my other, I don't know if you met him. You will, but one of my best friends, I'll call him by his real name for a shout out, but I never call him. His name's Ryan Thomas. I just call him Butsy. He kind of created it with me. He's more of ideas, and then I try to reel in it a little bit in a sense. But yeah, he's just as vital as anybody else.
and what's been the most rewarding part of hosting? You said meeting with your brother every week, talking to him.
I would say
Is it
that
just
that's at the forefront. Kind of going back to what I said. I mean, it's hard to wrap my head around, especially it's super early. It's really cool to know like people people really enjoy it. Like even just before I got on this grateful opportunity with you, like more than one message from people wanting to know when I could set one up, that they really like it, that one of the guys I went to high school with who I haven't talked to in like 15 years, I just reconnected with, and he says that it's one of the coolest things for him. So again, it's I'm just grateful for stuff like that. I don't do it for that, right? I do it
yeah.
just to have fun for myself. So yeah, it's cool. Really grateful for that.
And I know you do a lot of like drafts, right? Was that what your initial vision was, or did you
It
plan?
wasn't honestly, initially it was kind of similar to what you and I are doing in I had early visions on like racking the brain of just a diehard sports fan, whether it be the Leafs, Florida Gators, Penn State. Um, that was kind of the early vision, but again, like keep in mind for everybody listening, like I didn't even know how to make my own personal YouTube account in February, and here we are in early June. So it came quick. I try to just apply some of those receptive skills I have in my cooking career to this. I take a lot of pride in it. So, um, yeah, it's kind of kind of learning on the flow, learning as I go, and trying to remind myself that again, it's really just using it as an outlet for myself. Now I can luckily use that for other people. I give that opportunity to other people under the circumstances, and then, yeah, just try to embrace it and, what do they say? Hope for the best, expect the worst type of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say that's kind of my mindset. I mean, I wouldn't have met you if I
Yeah.
didn't do it, right? So,
And
um,
if you think about it, you're doing it as an outlet anyway, so it's
yeah,
expectations, there are no worse expectations.
I mean, I don't really wanna get into too much of the specifics of it, but I mean, I'm drinking a non-alcoholic beer for a reason, right? Like, I
Yeah.
I used to fly a little close to the sun, more maybe more than a little. I mean, I've gotten my act together, and that had a lot to do with making that too, was just to try to have something to know that I can reel myself in, where you're not scrambling looking for what to do to keep you
Mhm.
grounded. So, yeah, that had a lot to do with it.
And how many episodes have you recorded so far?
Ooh, so I believe there's getting close to 10 on YouTube, but, for everybody listening to Saturdays and Stories, big shout out to our, friends of Coach in the Gang, 'cause I'm really grateful for this too, but I honestly, I think it's getting close to 100 that we've done. Whether or not they'll all be used or not, I'm really not sure. Um, but yeah, close to 100.
I am in, an episode of Coaching the Gang that will be coming out eventually. We
Heisman,
did
yeah,
we did Heisman winners, Heisman draft,
yeah.
and I showed the Canadian fellows what real ball knowledge was that night, so
Yeah. Yeah, so you actually still I'm really excited to get into some Gators, but let's finish off on mine unless
yeah,
you have anything
absolutely,
else.
absolutely.
I'm still waiting for you to pick compadre what we're gonna fire off on my end. Maybe we could make a little wager on that or something, but
Yeah.
I'm excited to do this.
And what's been your favorite episode you've recorded so far?
Favorite one? That's a good question. You know
It could
what?
be sports related, I know you do,
Selfishly, not for content. This is gonna sound like sappy, but so my brother and I, we live like literally across the country from each other, and he came up to Brantford, Ontario, where I was visiting my grandpa at the time. Absolute legend. My grandpa's the oldest living Indigenous war veteran, so yeah, absolute legend. But I had something. Doesn't matter. The most meaningful would be the one my brother ventured up and we did a Calgary Flames one for Lightning, for Nick that you met and had him. So small world there. Yeah, Corey came up and then we did one side by side. So that
Yeah,
was really cool. He brought my Domi jersey up. My dog's name was Domi, he passed. So, yeah, that was not when you asked me that, I never really thought about it, but most meaningful one, that would be it.
yeah. Okay. And what makes a great guest whenever they come on? Is it just jumping right in and
Uh,
being one of the boys, or
I think, like I think one of the main things is just no I want them to anybody, like, I hope you felt the same way. It's just like it's a no judgment zone. Just be yourself. I mean, I think if you're worried about what other people are gonna see or do, maybe that's something you gotta work out with yourself in
yeah,
a sense, right? So, I just want people to know that you just do literally what you normally do. Just because we pressed a button and pressed record, I don't want you to think that anything else has to go. I mean, just as well as I do, I mean, we're not flying out, gambling predictions. We're not flying out cuss words like it's a storybook, but I don't want it to be the world where people are reading by a script or anything like that. So,
absolutely.
yeah, just be yourself. Try to embrace new experiences, right? Like there's times where I've had 5 of us and 4 of the 5 are in different time zones. They've never met each other. And now they're buddies on Facebook Messenger or Instagram, whatever, right? So that is definitely a very cool part too, to know that people already have bonds throughout
Yeah.
what we made. So yeah, that's cool.
Is there any lessons you've learned so far about podcasting or creating YouTube content?
I think and there's so much more to learn, but I think the one thing which I I was aware-ish going into it, but I think is just, keep your blinders on a little bit, right? I mean, try to use the trust system, like, if something sounds a little too good to be true, it's probably because it is. Um, yeah, I would just, it's unfortunate the amount of, people trying to make a buck off of you and, yeah, trying to tell you something that's, definitely too good to be true. So I'm lucky that, both my mom and my dad kind of taught my brother and I that, use a little bit of common sense sometimes, which, again, I'm very lucky that I'm not doing this for money either. So more than a lot of the time, it consists of a yes or no, thank you.
Yeah,
Um, but I would say that to anybody trying to do something and maybe it's making a bit of a climb, just remind yourself to have a bit of common wit about you, I would say.
I want to get your opinion on it because I know you're in different uh, areas, correct?
Yeah, Nick and I know each
You're
other
in
from
different
Ontario.
provinces. You're in different
Yeah,
provinces, right?
yeah, now we are. So Nick's originally from out west. We know each other from Ontario, and now he's in Ontario and I'm out east. But yeah,
Are you still a chef full time?
I do my own private stuff right now.
Okay.
That's kinda going back to the tough 2025. I mean, I've been in the restaurant world, high-end restaurant world for close to 10 years, restaurant world in general for about 25. Believe it or not, started washing dishes, peeling potatoes at about 11, 12 years old across from my parents' business, but, no, I just took a bit of a step back from the everyday restaurant grind, kinda maybe trying to pursue some school options as far as the media stuff goes, but, not in the restaurant grind right this second as we speak, but I've done it my I've done it my whole life, my man.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah.
I just got off topic there, but what I was trying to say was I want to talk about the sports culture in Canada because it may
Yeah,
be different in
100%.
where you're at compared to where Nick is.
I'm
Uh,
excited, yeah.
so what is, I know hockey is going to be the biggest sport up there, correct? Um,
Yeah, yeah.
how easy is it to watch college football?
That's a good question. I mean, so if you just have basic cable, my guess is it's not very easy at all. Like, I don't wanna come across like I'm super educated because 'cause I'm not. I'm more of a savvy watch at the bars or kinda stream off my phone type of guy, so I don't ever have a problem. I find if I wanna watch a game, I'm able to kind of make those resources happen, but, I know, for instance, like, if you're not tech savvy in the middle of Ontario and you just hope to flick on the TV, I there's a chance it's not gonna be on, I guess, to answer your question, right? Um, unless we're talking, like, Roll Tide versus Clemson, like,
Yeah,
that'll probably be on, but if you're, like, a Tulane fan, shout out Tulane, the Green Wave, but
yeah,
you better have a subscription or you better be buying something, right? Or there's no chance.
yeah. How popular is college football up there?
Howdy. In Ontario, I would say out of I'll throw in the 3 spots that I could guess I could actually speak on, like, my brother lives in Quebec, I lived in BC for a long time, and I lived in Ontario for a long time. I don't wanna speak on out east because I don't know enough, but Ontario out of those 3 the most. Um, especially if you venture towards the city, like Toronto and stuff,
Mhm.
it's pretty booming, but towards the smaller towns of Ontario, there's just not enough market for it. You get, like, the handful of people that are really into it, really big sports junkies, but I think more than half would have 0 idea.
Yeah. So how did you get into it then. Um, how did
These
you
guys
find a love?
actually so we're from Can I'm sure that was your question, like, why does a turkey from Ontario start riding with a team, right? So, we don't have an NFL team. We don't have a major college, either hockey, football, basketball, anything, so, it was the basketball team when, they went back to back with, like, Joakim Noah and those guys, big college basketball fan too, so they won. I was a bit younger, like 12, 13. So just kind of like an admitted bandwagon after the first win. I was just like, okay, I like these guys. And then it was just like too perfect timing, right? Like they won the first one where I just hopped on. And then when I actually liked them,
Yeah,
they won a football and another basketball. So I rode with them kind of not nearly as hard as some of my other like fandom teams, but that's always been for an Ontario Canadian guy, that's always been who I've cheered for college.
yeah. It is. Was there a certain time where the football team caught your attention, and you're like,
Tebow, yeah, like Tebow mania when I started to peak, even like right before that when they won, um, and when I like was like, I think I kind of like them logo, etc. That team was significant. They had who was it? Chris Leak was the quarterback.
yeah,
Tebow was the rookie, right? And he still played. He still played a little bit, some significant time. I think he scored a touchdown in the national championship game as a true freshman.
yeah. That's that was a pretty good time for Florida football.
Right?
Uh,
Yeah. But yeah, like those days, Urban Meyer as the coach, I just thought they
yeah.
were so good. I mean, they
Have
used to
you
get
watched the
kind of they used
Have
to
you
get
watched the
kind of
Netflix
ripped on
special?
by Florida State a lot of the time too, right? So I mean, to be able to kind of watch them trounce over Florida State, that
Have you
was
watched the Netflix special on them?
yes. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yes, I have. The Untold, it's good.
Um, it's kind of crazy how there's so much talent in Florida high school football, but it's like only one team is good at a time. So Miami's good right now, and Florida State are down. Florida
They're
had their
good teams.
time.
Yeah.
It's You have to go back a good ways to get two really good teams together.
At the same time, like,
Yeah,
it wasn't ever my yeah, when I that's a good point. I'm trying to think, like, the earliest recollection I have, and it's when I say early, it's far back, but the U in Florida State, like, when those guys were at the top of the peak, Michael Irvin days,
yeah.
that's what I could think of, but
That was like 2000, right?
even before that, like,
Well,
shit.
I know in 2000 they had Willis McGahee, Frank Gore, and Clinton Portis all on
Yeah.
the same backfield.
Reggie Wayne, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Jeremy Shockey, those teams are
yeah,
wagon.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ken Dorsey was quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was changed the game then. Uh,
Um, yeah, what the other like, this might be a name drop for you. Percy Harvin, he stuck
yeah,
out when I was doing a little research. It's been a bit of a hot minute since I went down the players, but,
yeah,
Percy Harvin, Joe
Where-
Hayden for the Browns, got a good
yeah.
career with the Browns, Steelers.
They had an incredible team that those couple years for sure.
Yeah.
So how many games do you watch per year out of
I
the out of the 12?
so before this year where this just sounds like a cheese ball answer because it is, but this year I'm gonna watch more than this number. I would say
Yeah,
3 or 4 last year. But college football collectively, almost every weekend.
yeah,
But to sit down and dedicate it to a Florida game, minimal, not very
yeah.
much.
Uh, I'm sure working in the restaurant industry doesn't help that too.
It doesn't help. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. I do have my eye on a few games this year where it's just like I gotta make a point to catch that. So
Yeah.
again, this will be a little bit different this year.
Which ones are standing out to you?
All right, already. So Texas, when we
Yeah.
play Arch in Texas, I I don't see why we can't live in the world where we can't be undefeated going into that game. People might think I'm crazy. I could see your eyebrows
No, no,
raise up.
I'm looking at the schedule right now, so I can see it. It depends. It really
In
depends on.
Auburn week 3 is gonna be tough, but I feel like they're gonna massacre the first 2 games where you might have a riding high.
Mhm.
I think they beat Old Miss at home. I think Mizzou on the
Okay.
road is gonna be super hard, but I think you can beat that. And then I think you win against, South Carolina at home, and then, again, if that all that happens, you're going into Texas undefeated.
Yeah. I mean, Trinidad Chambliss is back for Ole Miss. We'll see.
I'm not as sold on he had a good finish, don't get me wrong. I'm not as sold on him being lights out as some of the media is.
I agree, but they have a solid team. They had
Yeah.
a solid playoff team this year, and Florida's going through a lot of transitions with a new quarterback, a new coach coming in, a lot of new pieces.
I watched a bit
It's
of stuff to try to sound like I'm your Florida analyst for the night,
yeah,
and for myself, but honestly, like, I'm a little bit excited what the next month leads because of a bit of research. I fell a bit in love with this, true freshman, this Will Griffith. I think he might have a dark horse chance to sneak in to get some games.
okay,
It seems like the Georgia Tech transfers is gonna be the
yeah,
guy. But I do like I don't know. I got like it's not a Florida guy, but when Trevor Lawrence, for example, I just like those stories when you can get just a stud in there, like a true freshman
yeah,
in there. I have a weird soft spot for that, so that's kind of like my dark horse hope is that did Vegas just I got distracted with the Stanley Cup playoffs, Canadian, sorry. Um, but yeah, I do like a dark horse young kid maybe coming in and sneaking a role.
yeah.
He was the Gatorade Player of the Year. Um, doesn't mean a ton. I mean, coming into college ball, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, Florida has a much more workable schedule this year than last year. Last year's schedule was very difficult.
Right? I don't mind it, man.
Yeah,
Honestly, like there's that little window. It's like the half hump where it's gonna be make or break, I think. Um Again, I mean that. I don't see any reason why we can't live in the world where you're undefeated going into Texas. And then if you can hypothetically steal one out of those 3 in Texas, in Georgia, and then at home against Oklahoma. As long as you don't go 0-3 in those, I think you're
yeah,
in actually alright shape to maybe throw your hat in the ring to the playoff. I don't know. We'll see.
yeah. But there's also a world where they're 3-2 going into the Texas game too,
I know,
and
Sean. I
it's a
know.
fine line. I'm just being real here. It's a fine line, and it's. I mean, it's a. We'll see. I'm excited for the season to come. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. Um, I'd love to maybe get me, you, Lightning, anybody, any friends of the program. We should try to throw down before week 1 kickoff, like our
Yeah,
actual predictions of our season records or something like that.
that would be cool. And I'm gonna do another episode like and release it right before week one of
Okay.
a fan perspective of what games to go, like what games to watch. What are the games of the week?
Okay. Yeah,
Maybe
I
rank
like
the
that.
top three each week and do like half the season, revisit it halfway through the season and do the second half of the season because you know how things are going to change
Yeah,
7 weeks in.
injuries,
So
etcetera. Yeah.
a team will
Yeah,
come out of
okay.
nowhere.
I'm gonna write
So,
yeah, it can be a little side homework to keep me out of trouble.
and then I'm going to, I'm hoping to do like weekly shows just recapping what happened that week. So I'll be more than happy to have some guests on for
Cool.
those as well.
Yeah, very cool.
Um, what Florida traditions do you like?
That's kinda tough just because
Yeah. You
You know
haven't been
what?
to
Yeah, I'd never been.
yeah,
And unfortunately, I'm kind of limited to
yeah,
only going over there so much being in Canada. So it hasn't been done yet. It will be done. I want to make it out there and make it like a time, maybe bring a pretty lady out there and not just make it a sports trip and but enjoy.
yeah,
Um so unfortunately, I don't really have a living answer for you. I know I really like it, just like the college, Penn State too, all the major college programs, just like the atmosphere in general, right? The
mhm.
um the
Just
way
wait
that
till you
the
see it in
whole
person. Just wait
the
till you
way
see it
the
in person.
schools just get behind their programs and the way those crowds are buzzing. Yeah, I think you just said it perfectly. It's something you got to see in person. So I don't want to sound arrogant and pretend like I know or say some cliche thing because I
Yeah.
don't.
I really like the Tom Petty thing they came out with since he passed,
That is
uh,
cool.
at the start of the 4th quarter. That's I
That
haven't
is
been
cool.
to a game in Gainesville. I don't know if I'll get there this year, but next year I'll be up to one for
Okay.
sure. I already got a few games on the schedule this fall that I'll be traveling to, so,
Well, hey,
uh,
maybe we can live in the world where I meet you down there,
absolutely.
and if
It's
it's
about
in
2 and a
two,
half hours for me.
right, all right. If it's in 2 years, well, there's no reason why we can't maybe make something like that happen. So I'd be into
Absolutely.
that. Um, cool, man.
What is there a game that stands out as your favorite game you've ever watched of Florida?
Uh Wait, the '08 national title game, because
Yeah.
like that one I actually felt like a fan and like I didn't know, nervous going into it. Like not on the same scale as I would be as say if like the Leafs were in the Stanley Cup or
Yeah,
Jays
and
World
good luck.
Series last. Yeah, I know. I know. Or like Jays World Series like last year. And I was younger, but still, I do remember very well, like even at school, like thinking about the game later that
Yeah,
day, like wanting to get out of school to go watch it, etc. Right? The basketball games too,
yeah,
March Madness. So I would say both, um, the last titles for both the college football team and the college basketball team for Florida specific to get excited for. I am pretty darn geared up for at Auburn week 3. It's kind of like my week 1 in a sense. That
mhm,
sounds so cocky, but I don't like that. I don't know about
yeah.
you. I don't know how the
It's just how
Americans take
that's
it.
how
I
college
hate
football
how the
is
college
anymore.
setups are like that.
Yeah,
So I mean, I think it's going to be a bit of a trounce against Florida Atlantic and Campbell. Didn't even know that
yeah,
was. Like, I didn't even know Campbell could play against Florida. I feel like that's almost a waste of a game, but
yeah, well, Florida's paying them probably over $1,000,000 to come.
is that how it goes?
That's how
Yeah.
it works. Yeah, so the bigger colleges pay the smaller schools to come pretty much be tune-up games, but every once in
Oh,
a while, few and far between, you have a game where, like, Appalachian State beats Michigan after Michigan paid them $700,000 to come play.
oh,
It's few and far between, but you have it, but there's no really highlight games anymore because everyone needs to go 10 and 2 to make the playoff. You
I
know what I
see.
mean? So there
See.
I would love a world where the SECs has and the Big 10 comes together and schedules one game a year against the other conference.
Yeah.
I think that would be awesome. Uh, I do commend Ohio State and Texas for, keeping that scheduled game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, that's gonna be the highlight of week 2. It's gonna be that's
It is nice
that
that we do get a good game that early into the year.
yeah. But I will say about Auburn, that town, everyone is so nice, doesn't matter what team you support, they come well, maybe there's a few teams that they wouldn't be so nice with, but everyone said, "Welcome to Auburn, I'm glad you're here," to me
Okay.
when I was there. Uh, Stadium's beautiful. It was a 3:30 kick. I wish it was a night game because they say it has some voodoo magic at night,
Okay.
but, uh, it was a all around great experience at Auburn.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
cool.
uh, it's, you can see my board up here. I want to get to as many stadiums as I can, and each thumbtack represents a team.
I do remember you telling us that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, uh, I've been to quite a few. I've been to a few, trying to up that number. I'm
Oh,
looking
yeah.
into going on Labor Day this year. Florida State plays SMU, and it's a night game on a Monday.
Okay.
It's like a 4.5 hour drive. I'm thinking about making the drive for that game just to be able to put another one in the board.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. Just a little bucket list check. Why not?
But all of the Florida games that I would want to go to, because I don't want to go to the Florida Atlantic. I don't want to go to the Campbell games. All of the games that I would go to are line up with when I'm going to be away at my other ones.
Yeah.
So that's why I said
If
Florida
I
next
if
year at
I
Labor.
had my perfect world, I would love to be at the floor, like, depending on how, and again, living in the perfect world, if I could
Mhm.
somehow get to on the road, still in Florida, but at Florida State, competing for maybe college football playoff spot, that'd be a cool atmosphere towards the end of the year. I just thought of that as I was looking at the piece of paper.
Yeah, I have some friends who are Florida State fans, and they're not big on college football right now because of what's going on there. Uh,
What am I out? What's going on there?
their coach's buyout is very, very high. He's went 2-10 and 3-9 in the past 2 years. It's a tough watching them play. They're just kind of. It seems like they're just waiting till the middle of the year this year to fire him. So,
Okay.
and then it's going to be a complete hard reset. But
I
uh,
am pretty dialed right in right now to the Stanley Cup playoffs and the NBA finals.
anyway, let's get back on track here. Who would you say your all-time favorite Gator is? Is it Tebow or do you have
Yeah,
another?
Tebow, I mean, if we're not gonna be that chalk, I would say Percy Harvin's gotta be up there, man. He was
He's
electric.
he was awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go because again, Tebow's him, but I'll go just so I'm not chalk, I'll go either Percy Harvin, like I said, or maybe Brandon Spikes, defensive. He
yeah,
was a stud. He was a stud too. Joe
absolutely.
Hayden.
Yeah. Is there many SEC fans close to you?
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I mean, I highly doubt it. I know, like, honestly, Lightning and I are kind of the ones that's Nick. Uh, we're kind of the ones on my end of things that kind of keep the college now you us three, we kind of keep the college football um
Yeah.
conversation alive, if you will. I don't find there's a ton. Like my baby brother, for example, like he has zero idea. He has no idea. So it's
And
yeah, it's a bit of a challenge sometimes to try to keep the fire ignited with interest, but
mhm.
it's not impossible.
So whenever you watched Florida, I know the past couple seasons have been kind of brutal. Uh, what would you say was the toughest season you've paid attention to?
Uh, I mean, last year I kind of knew we were going to be on the shittier scale. I I'm my timeline's a bit off. You're probably gonna be able to help me. Couple years back when Franks went down with the injury,
Okay.
I thought they were gonna be good. And then once the injury went down, it was just finito.
That was
So
Felipe Franks, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he plays tight end, I think, for the Atlanta Falcons. So um but that year frustrating in the sense because I really thought they were gonna be good. They started off good,
Yeah.
injury, sink, gone. So I think that is the most recent frustrating.
Yeah. He plays for
And
the
okay, and then
Panthers.
maybe before that would have been '09. because I thought they were gonna go back to back,
Mhm.
um,
That's
after
the
the
was that the speech year?
yeah, yeah. So, I mean, maybe that, but more so that, that Frank's year as far as recent memory,
Mhm.
and then yeah,
Are you a go out person to watch the game or stay in?
stay in now, more or less, because other very I don't really enjoy going out, like, the nightlife is just not my thing any longer, so I prefer just the comfort of my own home or, like, a buddy's home and
Yeah,
be surrounded by good buddies or watch the game with my brother or my old man. I'd much rather that. I mean, I've definitely been in the world where it's just like you gotta go catch the Leafs game or go catch the Gators game or something,
yeah,
but I'm watching the hockey game by myself, and I'm more than okay with.
absolutely. Uh, if you had to make a dream trip, would it be to go to the swamp or would it to be to go to a different stadium down here?
Ah, a dream it would be in yeah, I think, like, why not? Yeah, make that happen. I think, like, bang out there, Florida State in the same realm. I think that would be really cool. Um, catch, if you're able to kind of logistically make it work, maybe go see, like, a Mi I still always like calling them the Florida Marlins, but you go catch a Miami Marlins game if you're able to bang out, like, a big sports trip, yeah, that I could definitely
It would
chalk it.
the Rays would be closer for you than the Marlins.
Are they?
Oh,
Logistically,
yeah.
yeah?
Yeah, it's, about 2.5 hours from Tampa to Gainesville, I would say, maybe a little less, but to get to Miami, it'd probably be about 5 or 6 hours.
And I still call it Tropicana. So, yeah, that
Yeah,
would be cool. That would be actually really cool. Yeah, you gave me a good idea.
yeah, okay. Uh, let's see, of all the rivalries that Florida has, um, would you rather go to a Florida State game or a Florida Georgia game or a Florida Tennessee game? Because 'Cause they're all 3 considered rivals.
Yeah, I would say Florida State, like, pending that they're both doing well. I
Mhm,
mean, if it was a hypothetical where Florida was good and Florida State was not so good, I would go with, Georgia. But
yeah.
if we could live in the world where they were both good, Florida State for sure.
The only issue with Georgia is it's always held in Jacksonville, and this year it's in Atlanta. So,
Yeah.
it's never on campus, so that I think that takes away from that.
Yeah, the authenticity of it, yeah, I agree with that.
So, I have a few more questions.
No, yeah.
If a young Canadian, sports fan came up to you and asked, "Why be a Florida fan?" What would you tell them? Is there a
Um,
story you'd share?
so I don't know if it's too cheesy. I would say, like, aesthetic, like, I love the colors, first of all.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, like their appeal, their stadium, the swamp, the Gator, kind of like the whole appeal of a team taking the record, the history out of it. I think it's already off to a pretty good start. And then you roll down the list of, I mean, if you go way back, you can go like Emmett Smith, Steve Spurrier, you can go all that. I don't usually, if again, your scenario, if I'm like talking to somebody from my own real perspective, I usually only
mhm,
go by eye test.
yeah,
So like I would be speaking on like Tebow, Percy Harvin, Ahmad Black, Brandon Spikes, Joe Hayden, Carlos Dunlop, Major Wright, that huge hit in the, national championship game where he just absolutely takes Buddy out on the sidelines, right? Like, they reference that in the documentary. I would maybe show them
yeah,
that YouTube clip. Stuff like that, I think, would come out. I might throw a quick plug at their basketball program just to try to entice them, like, "Just so you know, like, not only did Tebow and the boys win the Heisman and the national champ, like, same period of time, basketball team won back-to-back and March Madness, I would say NBA, but, um, and then if they ask, like, "How are they doing now?" You kinda have to you kinda have to sack up and be like, "Look, man, it's a bit darker these days," but I think they're, like, similar, maybe not on that pedestal, definitely not on the pedestal of Penn State in that regard, but you know what I mean kinda
Yeah,
getting at. I
yeah,
mean, it's a storied enough franchise where you're not trying to sell them, like, who's this also okay, I'll shout out it's not like you're trying to sell Alcorn State, and the only reason I said that is because I know Steve McNair's a legend,
yeah,
and, but you know what I mean, right? It's like they're well established enough, if Toronto had a Division I NCAA school, we'd be talking about Toronto, but they
yeah,
don't.
absolutely.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, Carter, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Yeah, bro. Thank
We'll
you.
leave with we'll leave you with one more question here.
'Kay.
When someone watches Coach and the Gang, what do you hope they take from it?
Uh, Laughter, a sense of, like, community, um, brotherhood, friendship, all that kinda thing, like, just know that if it interests you, reach out and, we can make it happen. That's happened already. So, for anybody listening to this, Sean's a good buddy of mine. I mean, we met through that, social media, etcetera. I mean,
Mhm.
it worked out nicely. So, that's what I'll say to that. I mean, if people are watching it, feel like they wanna be a part of it, then yeah, find the way to do that, and we'll make it happen. But most importantly, I just hope that they enjoy it. They know that we get joy out of them watching it, and, yeah, it's really fun.
All right, Carter. Thank you very much. This has been another episode of Saturdays and Stories. We'll see you next Saturday.